guys, it's Liv. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are not new here, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Liv and I'm so happy you're here. But welcome back to Live After Dark. I haven't done Live After Dark in ever. That was just like a fly or something that just flew past, but whatever. But yeah, I haven't done like a Live After Dark in like ever. And the sun's setting right now. It's around, I don't have my Apple Watch on because it was annoying me all day. Let's look at the laptop. It's 8:03. It's July 28th, 2024. That means there's less than 2 months before I pack up my life and move to England. I'm so excited, and I'm not really that scared, I wouldn't say, like, at all. I'm just mostly so excited for this new journey and this new chapter in my life, and I can't wait to take you guys along with me. As always, forgive me for what is going on in this corner. This is all the books that I cleared out on my bookshelf that I want to donate. I'm taking them down to the public library down in my city before I move. And I have like about like 7 boxes that need to be packaged up and taken with me. So anyway, as you can tell by the title of this video, I wanted to tell you guys everything that went into applying and getting into a school in the UK, and then from that process, like getting my visa, fully getting acceptance to the school, and just like how to go about it, because I feel like there's actually like a good number of people that do it, but I don't see videos on it. Like, and I still, like, when I go to University of Brighton, that's where I'm going, if you guys didn't know. I'm going to the University of Brighton in Brighton, just outside of London. I see no videos about the University of Brighton and like the day in the life or stuff like that, and like vlogs, just like casual vlogs. So I'll make sure to get all the content. So if you guys are thinking about going to school in England, in Europe, just out of the country, you know, or university in general, this is my little experience for you guys, and I'm so happy that you're here. And so it all starts with this video of how I actually went about doing this process. And I know like school's about to be starting. Common App opens August 1st, so if you're thinking about applying to schools in the UK, I got you. This is how I did it. This is the process after I got accepted, everything I've done leading up till now, and I will tell you, it was the most stressful process of my entire life. So stressful. But let's get into it. If you guys remember, I vlogged all of this and I've documented it all in like little chunks, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually talk about it, so I wanted to do that for you guys here today. So I decided I want to apply to schools in the UK back in 8th grade. People ask me like, what made you choose to apply to schools in the UK? Like, what made you decide to go? And I know everyone's like looking for like a specific reason. I really don't have a reason. Like, it's all just like a bunch of different things compiled together. Some of which I say out loud, some of which I prefer to keep to myself. But a lot of people ask, did your parents go to school over there? And my mom went to school over there. She went to the University of Sussex, so actually in Brighton as well. I did not plan to go to the University of Brighton to be in the same city as her, like when she went like relive her days or whatever. I just purely wanted to go. And I always knew my mom went to school in England, but I was unrelated to that. Like, I wasn't following her footsteps per se, right? But it is a cool legacy tradition that I've carried on, so to speak. I applied to 5 UK schools, and I didn't apply through the Common App like how you do for US schools. If you guys remember, I applied to about 10 US schools and 5 UK schools. My US schools I did through Common App, of course, and then, well, not of course, because I know there's like the UC schools system, Georgetown has its own portal, Harvard, the Ivies, whatever. But I applied through Common App. My 5 UK schools I applied through UCAS. UCAS is what the entire United Kingdom uses, so Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. And I applied to schools in both Scotland and England. I applied to 1 in Scotland and then 4 in England. I applied to the University of Brighton, University of Aberdeen, Lancaster University, Newcastle University, and Manchester University. I got into 4 out of 5, and I ultimately decided to go to the University of Brighton, and I'm so happy that I did because I'm so excited to go and just see what it's all about. Live in a new city, live in a new country, be close to football culture, be able to travel. But I'm so excited to go, like, for all the internship opportunities and just everything in one of the most urban, metropolitan, diverse cities, especially a global hub for politics and international relations, which is my major. So I'm so excited. I got accepted into the University of Brighton in October. I want to say like October 23rd. And I want to say, I remember the date very, very distinctly. I got accepted October 23rd. I decided I was going to go there pretty much at the moment, but I didn't really like know it or decide until December. I think I did December 12th, so right before a lot of US schools were doing their EDs, EAs, or like were coming out. So I decided then, and I was so excited, but also really nervy. I was like, did I make the right decision? Am I doing like the best thing? Because the thing about the UK schools that no one really tells you about is that you have to get accepted twice. So I never heard this from like actual individuals that applied, but and it wasn't a time in my mom's era, but when I went to the University of Aberdeen and I toured the University of Aberdeen, they said that a lot of times they accept you with a conditional offer. So there's two types of offers you can get initially, an unconditional offer and a conditional offer. And what she told me is that there's very few people that get an unconditional offer. Now, I knew a couple people that got an unconditional offer, but I was not one of them. But a conditional offer means that you have to, like, there's different stipulations you have to meet. So US schools have them too, but it really just like means don't let your grades drop below like a 2.0, and don't become a convicted felon. But the UK schools are a little harder. So sometimes it can be like you have to get certain AP scores on the test, certain ACT scores. The thing though that I was really scared before I got my conditions, which you get at the same time as your acceptance, but before I got any decisions from the UK schools, I also jump all over the place, I'm so sorry. I was really scared because I was like, if it's like an AP grade that I have to get, I'm not the world's best test taker, so I was like a little scared for that. But AP scores don't come out till July, so in terms of doing the visa process and getting fully accepted and like just like all that, like you basically have to wait a whole another year and stress for a whole other year, right? And like you don't know if you're gonna be able to go to the school that you committed to, because what if you don't get the scores that they're looking for, right? So I was like very scared about that. My conditions going to the University of Brighton was to graduate with a 3.0, which I had way above a 3.0, and I wanted a cumulative GPA of a 3.0, meaning that is like, it's the GPA of all 4 of my high school years combined into one, like averaged out. And so there was literally no way, like humanly possible, for my GPA to drop below a 3.0 anyway, so I was set on that. And I needed to obtain a high school diploma, which let's be real, like I had to do that, 1, for myself, 2, because my parents would never let me see the light of day if I did not. And then I had to get 2 AP scores with 3s, but I could use AP scores I got in the past, and so I sent those, and that was totally fine. However, you have to send it all at the same time. So from the time I committed to the school in December all the way until May when I obtained my high school diploma, because I graduated, I just sat there nervous, wondering like, okay, like what if something goes wrong? What if this don't translate? You know, like I don't know. And so what I did, that my mother may disagree now, like looking back on it, but I still strongly agree with this, is I would commit to a US school. So that way, if I didn't get into Brighton or something happened between that or the visa, I would still have a university to fall back on that I loved and I really wanted to go to. And if both of those plans failed, what I was planning to, my plan C, was like community college, and I was fine with that as well. However, I really did want to go to like a 4-year university, just for like my own preference. Anyway, stressing from basically October all the way to now. But I graduated in May. I had my high school graduation. I received my diploma and I scanned that. I sent my AP scores, and they also needed my transcripts. But my school was very annoying, and students technically cannot have access to their official transcript, only the unofficial one. The difference, a signature. I don't know. Anyway, so I had sent my unofficial one, and naturally the University of Brighton wrote me back and they're like, well, we need the official one. So I was like, okay. Mind you, when I sent the stuff to them, so like my diploma, my AP scores, and my unofficial transcript. It took them like a good 2 weeks to get back to me, and I understand that. I mean, again, stress. I was so stressed, so nervous, and just so anxious. Like I wanted it to like come faster, but they're pulling through thousands upon thousands of international student applications, because at this time, like, the UK students don't apply to university till January, and like us, they have to get accepted twice, but they don't get their test scores back till August, because that's when A-level scores come back, from what I understand. So I was like, I understand they have like a lot of international applications and a lot of different, you know, they're trying to convert everything to like their system, and I understand that's a lot, but I was like, I know I'm not the only one, but like I feel like I'm the only one. I just need you guys to respond to me to ease my mind. But they responded, and so I sent them my, well, actually I had to jump through a lot of loops to get my official transcript. So I sent them my official transcript, and they didn't respond. So I found like a direct email link to send to the admissions director instead of going through like your student portal, like how we were supposed to do, which I had been doing. And he responded right away, or she responded right away, like 48 hours later, and it was all squared away, all good. I had to wait like another 48 hours before in my portal the process like was reversed, and you could see that like, okay, she had submitted all her documents, allowing me to then start the CAS questionnaire, or the CAS questionnaire. So once you get fully accepted into the university, you have an unconditional offer. You have to have an unconditional offer before you can apply for a visa or do any of that stuff. So that's why I was adamant to get all the stuff done for the school and get fully accepted into the University of Brighton, because I can't do any of the visa process. And my thought process is that the governments are allowed to take as much time as they want, because I understand this is like security and like international borders, like that's literally what I'm going to study, like I understand. And they are again pulling through thousands upon thousands of applications every single day. So I was like, I need the university to hurry up, because I need to be able to apply for this visa. So I didn't get a decision back. Let me give you a timeline now. I didn't get a decision back from the University of Brighton saying I was fully accepted until June 24th, which the day after my birthday, and so it was like my little like birthday present, right? Got fully accepted June 24th, and like I said, we're July 28th, so like this just happened, right? So I've been waiting since October, and like the more I say it out loud, the more crazy it is. Like I can't believe I stressed for that long, guys. I already have really bad anxiety, so like that on top of it, I was a goner. So they send you the CAS questionnaire in your student portal. So the questionnaire is basically, you have to fill it out in order to apply for a visa. So you have to fill it out so that the university knows, and the Home Office, so the UK government system, knows that you're not like a robot or an alien. So you basically just list like your intentions, why you're coming to study at the university, X, Y, and Z. I really can't remember, to be honest. I filled it out like because I just wanted to get the process under. Yeah, I did that. It literally took maybe like 5 minutes. You need your passport information, yada yada yada. And then I sent that off, and then within 24 hours, like when I woke up the next morning, because everything obviously is on different time schedules, so like when I go to sleep, I get an email at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. from the University of Brighton or from the UK saying that like something has happened. And so it's nice because I wake up and I know if something has happened or something's not, you know, and so I don't have to spend the whole day like wondering. I know what's going to come when I wake up, and if not, at least by 11 a.m. in the morning. So when I woke up the next morning, my information had been processed, and they sent me a summary of everything I needed to put in when I filled out the visa application. So it basically just says like, okay, yes, we verified you're a student here, or you're going to be a student here. Here's your number to apply for the visa that like correlates you as a student at the University of Brighton into the government system. Here's the address you need, here's the payments, here's all this stuff, like basically a lot of personal stuff that you need to fill out the visa application form that tells the Home Office that you are coming here and you have a valid reason and it's been verified. That's what they care about. So from there, I went up to the UK government website. initially I thought I had to go to Atlanta to go, because that's like the nearest consulate. There is one in Miami, but from what I understood when I was reading it, you can't go to the one in Miami because they don't do like visas. Only the consulate in Atlanta and then like other ones, but Atlanta's the nearest one to me that does it, which didn't make any sense to me, but I read this like 1,000 times, so like, you know. So I didn't have to do that though. So after I filled out the visa application form on the UK government website, the student visa, and it took about like 10 minutes. Again, it was quick, easy, because everything that you needed was in the CAS, the CAS results form that they sent you, right? Like the number and everything like that you needed. The only thing it asked you further was just like about if you had like any criminal history, and then and also what other countries you have visited in the last 10 years, which, thank the Lord that my dad keeps like a flight tracker of like all the flights I've ever been on, just like for kicks and giggles, because I love flying, like we always love flying. And so we printed it out and looked from 2014 every single country I've been to, but it excluded some countries, so then I had to like go through and like cross out the ones and then like how many times I've been to each one. So it was good. A lot of Trinidad and Jamaica, of course, but it was cool to see. So I did that. That's what took the longest. But again, pretty quick, pretty painless. From there, once you finish it, you have to make an appointment. And this, let me just preface by saying, or I guess preface, we're halfway into the video. Let me just say all of this by this is the process of a US citizen. Like, I'm an American citizen, so this is the process from my perspective. There's a lot of other hoops that you have to jump through if you're not a US citizen. I don't know, it's like, there's probably countries that are similar, but like, I don't know. Because there's a lot of things that say like, oh, since you're a U.S. citizen, you don't have to do X, Y, or Z. So I said, okay. But anyway, as a U.S. citizen, then I had to, once I finished the visa form, it prompted me to be like, make an appointment at the U.S. Customs Immigration Office in Central Florida to go get your biometrics done. So I said, okay, biometrics are photos and fingerprints. So I made an appointment for the end of the week, because that was as soon as I could go because I have to work. And I went at like 8 a.m. in the morning. And that place was chaos at first, because that's, again, it's the U.S. Customs Immigration Office. So a bunch of people are going there to get green cards or like get biometrics for green cards, visas, citizenship, whatever it is, right? And I'm going there to go get a UK visa, which I think they only do UK visas there. They might do other visas besides the US, of course, but I'm not sure. So I waited in line. I got my fingerprints and my photos. It literally took maybe 3 minutes once I got inside the door. Getting inside the door was its own battle, but once I got inside the door, it took me 3 minutes. In, done, left. And I got a receipt with a stamp on it. You have to get stamps. You have to mail off everything. So I had to mail off my visa application, so I printed that out. You have to mail out your checklist that they give you. So the UK government, on the website, it tells you have to print the checklist, you have to put in your application, you have to get the receipt, and you have to mail your passport and a return slip. So I went to UPS and I got a return slip created, which was good because I could see it like when it was tracking. And I got my biometrics receipt. I downloaded the checklist, downloaded the application, put my US passport in there, and I was like, swoop, and I shipped it off. The thing is, once you take the biometrics, you only have like 5 days to send it over to New York, because it needs to go to the UK visa processing site in New York. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do airmail. So that cost me, the whole thing cost me $100-something, because I airmailed it on the way there, and then so that's like takes like 2 days. No, it takes like 1 day. I think it took me 24 hours. And on the way back, I did like ground, so that took like 2 to 3 days, because I didn't really care on the way back. But on the way there, I was like, it was expensive. So I did that, and it got there. I saw when it got there, and they sent you like updates, but my updates like weren't in line. Like, it said they hadn't received my passport, and I like freaked out. I was like, I need to call them. But when I called them, it like wasn't the right number. So once I got all that back, I want to say when I got the biometrics, I want to say it was July 1st. It was July 1st. So I like sped it up after the 24th. I took my biometrics and shipped my passport off on July 1st. So I arrived there on July 3rd. arrived there on July 3rd. By July 9th, so almost like 1 week later, I got a notification that my visa had been approved. Yay! And then my passport was on its way back home, because I was stressing because I didn't have either passport this time. Well, because I just sent off my Trinidad passport, which I have to still figure that out. I just sent off my Trinidad passport to get renewed, because I'm also a Trinidadian citizen. And my US passport was shipped off. So that's my biggest fear. Like, I don't like not having a passport. Like, I need to know that, like, if something happens, God forbid, I can get up and move, right? So anyway, I got the notification that my US passport was on its way back, and my visa got approved, and I was like, woo! So at the UK visa processing site in New York, they like stamp a temporary visa in your passport, and it's only good for 90 days. Because when I go to the UK, I have to go to the post office and pick up a little sticker that goes in my passport, and that's like the permanent one for the next 3.5 years. Yay! That's the process. Saying it back out loud, it doesn't really sound as stressful, but in the moment, it was really stressful. And like, you guys gotta think, like, if God forbid any part of that this plan failed, I was done. It all worked out in the end. I'm so happy and so excited to be traveling and living in England for the next 3 years at the University of Brighton, studying politics and international relations, taking you guys along with me every single step of the journey. Once again, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going on a couple trips very, very soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We move in less than 2 months, and I can't take you all with me. I love you all so much. Thank you guys for staying along the journey, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.